All right, part 3 is we're going to look at between two values. So find a reading between -2 and 1.50. So here's -2 and here's 1.50. So what we're going to have to do is find the probability for that z-score for both of those numbers. So if we start with a -2, so we need to go back to our z-score, and I need to be in the negative side. Okay, so here is -2 right here. And notice it didn't have any numbers like -2.1 or anything. It was just -2. So that's this first one right here. So we're going to come down to where they intersect. And I've got 0.0228. Remember, that is the side to the left of that z-score. Alright, so this side over here, that is 0.0228. Or we can say this little area right here. Okay, then you go back and you do the exact same thing for 1.50. Okay, so I need to be in the positive side. Okay, so 1.50. So same thing. Where they intersect, which is right there, 0.9332. Okay, so let's go back. So that's talking about to the left of 1.5. So 1.5 all the way to the left. So if we looked at all of this from the left, all of this including this over here, okay, all of this over here, all of that would be that area that we just found. So that would be 0.9332. Okay, so it starts right here and goes all the way over. That's 0.9332. Whereas the -2 start here and go all the way over, that's just 0.0228. Now what I'm looking for is just the middle part. I want the area between these two numbers. This is what I'm looking for. So what we need to do is take the bigger number, so 0.9332, minus the smaller number, 0.228, which that's going to give us 0.9104. So the probability that you've got a thermometer between -2 and 1.5, so -2 and 1.50, that's going to be equal to 0.9104. That's your final answer. So you got three cases. You got an area to the left, area to the right, and area between two numbers. Those are the only three cases that you're going to run into. Okay. So then, finding the z-score from area. So if you look at this table right here, everything in the middle, all of this in the middle right here, this is all area. All of this is area. Okay. Now the top and the bottom, that is your z-scores. So the top and the bottom. If you go all the way down, you keep on going. All of that's your z-scores. But everything in the middle, that's going to be your area. Okay. So if I give you a number that comes from the middle, then we need to work backwards to get to our z-score. All right, so steps, draw a picture, and then use the table in reverse. So find these z-scores that give the area between the top 2.5 and the bottom 2.5%. All right, so we'll say about here, we'll say that all of this is your bottom 2.5%. So bottom 2.5%. And then we'll say about here, all of this is our top 2.5%. And what we're trying to do is we're trying to find the z-score. So this number right here and right here that's associated with those percentages. So the easiest thing to do, since we know that that table is always going to give us the area to the left, I'm going to try to find this z-score right here because here's the area to the left. Change this out of percentage. So that's going to be 0.025. That's the number that I need to find. And you notice that, okay, here's your mean. If we're going to go below the mean, we're going to have a negative z-score. So when I go back to my table, I need to not be on the positive side, but I need to be on the negative z-scores. Okay, so somewhere in here is 0.025. So I see 0.0256, and there it is right there, 0.025. Okay, so right here. Now I need to get the z-score from that area. So if I scoot over, okay, it's negative 1.9, and then I need that last number, 6. Okay, so we'll go back. So our z-score for right here, that is negative 1.96. Now because the normal distribution is symmetrical, so if I cut it down the middle and I spin this thing, it's going to be exactly the same. So this value over here should be not negative but positive 1.96. Or another way of finding that number, if I start right here, then go all the way over. Okay, well I need that percentage. If I know that this little part right here is 2.5, well then I can get the rest of it. So if we do, so actually let me erase some of this stuff right here. Okay, so if I know that this up here is 0.025, then to get the distance starting here and going all the way over, I know that the area under the curve is got to be equal to 1. So to get that, that's going to be 1 minus 0.025, which is the same thing as 0.975. Okay. Okay, so to the left of this z-score, all of this area right here is 0.975. So when we go back to our z-score table, notice that we were above the mean, so I need to be back at the positive z-scores. So I'm looking somewhere in here for 0.975. Okay, I see 0.9744. There it is right there. Okay, so if we circle that, there it is. All right, so we'll stay in that section. Okay, 1.96, which is the same thing that we just said a minute ago. Okay, so erase all this. All right, so we had, at that point right there, that was this point right here, negative 1.96. And at this point right here, we had a z-score of 1.96. Okay, so for the top 2.5 percentage, we had a z-score of 1.96. And for the bottom 2.5%, we had a z-score of negative 1.96. And those are your two answers right there.